We're pricking out seedlings today on Pots and Trowels, and that's brought to you with the support of King Seeds and Cobra Garden. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, we're in the greenhouse today. It's a lovely early March day, sun's shining and it feels that everything is growing. And I think the last time we were in here, we were sowing seeds in the new propagator. So this heated propagator just here, using a new peat-free compost based on milled coir that came from King Seeds. And everything has done really well in it. So we've got some good, strong seedlings here that are now at the stage where we're going to prick them out. And if you don't know what pricking out means, it's when we take the individual seedlings here that we've got going in pots or trays and transplant them into either bigger trays to grow on or small pots. So we've got the peppers doing nicely here. This is a new little pepper that we're trying, and the various varieties of tomatoes. Some germinated at slightly different rates, but that's not a problem. Good, strong seedlings is what we're after. And the other thing that I'm really excited about is this one just here. This is a dahlia that I've grown from seed. It's a new one called Black Forest Ruby, and it's going to have a really dark foliage and a deep red flower. So what we'll do is take these over to the potting bench and I'll show you how I prick them out. There we go. So seedlings ready to prick out. What we also need, of course, is a way of growing them. So I've got my multi-purpose compost here, plant grow compost, plenty of nutrition to give them the growth that they need. And then what I do is bring it in from the cold. So that's a good little tip. If you buy a bag of compost from a garden centre that's been outside, before you use it, just bring it into your greenhouse or somewhere that's a little bit warmer, just to let the temperature get to room temperature. It's less of a shock for those little roots on the seedlings. And if it's lumpy, just go through it with your fingers and break up any lump so it's nice and fine like that. We then need some containers. So if I'm using pots, I tend to use 9 centimetre, 3.5 inch pots, and they're going to be used for the tomatoes, and they'll stay in these pots until the tomatoes are large enough to go into the greenhouse for their final planting, which will be about another 6 weeks or so. Occasionally I use these fibre pots, and these are quite handy, and I find if you just use them on their own, they get wet and squodgy. But if you put them into one of these larger cell trays like this, then that just holds them the shape. Now, I would use these for some fast growing things, but these dahlias that we're going to prick out aren't actually going to go into the garden until probably the middle or end of May. So they will have disintegrated. So what I will do in this case is actually put them into a small cell tray as an individual seedling, and then when they've filled that, we'll probably go into a larger tray or even a small pot to grow them on, because what we want is nice, strong, sturdy plants to be able to put out into the garden when the time is right and the frost's gone. So we'll start with the tomato seedlings. Normally you would prick them out at the 2-leaf stage. This is the perfect size to prick them out, but they grow very quickly at this time of the year. And this one probably germinated a little bit behind these. These are still perfectly okay. So if you've got seedlings like that, then don't worry about it at all. So using my pot, and we'll just do a couple or 3 just to show you. So pots, compost, nice and loose. And then what I like to do is just give it a little tap, strike it off level, and then a tap again. So that will settle a bit. What we don't want to do is firm it down too much. So it's really quite a fast job, just filling the pots like that to get them ready. So we'll prick out 3 of these. And this is a variety called Honeycomb. It's an F1 hybrid, which is a new one. I haven't grown it before, but apparently it's really good. And then we can get our seedling tomatoes out. Now, 2 ways of doing it. You can take the lot out and let them go on the bench so it gets the compost off them. But I will do these probably in a couple of batches. So I'm just going to delve in and then holding the leaf, just give it a bit of a shake like that. And we can see that that comes out with a really, really strong root system. You can see it's all the little bits of coir sticking to it, and I've got a strong root system there. So we want to cause minimum damage when we do this. Using a dibber, make a hole in the pot. Now, these are growing at the moment to this level here where my fingernail is, and then this is the stem. We want to plant them a little bit deeper with tomatoes because it won't do them any harm at all. So I'm just going to lower that down into the hole so that the leaves are just on the surface of the compost. So we've actually buried the stem with this, and what will happen is where the stem is under the compost, it will produce even more roots that will grow outwards and we'll get a stronger plant. So we'll just pop another one in here. So just make a hole, give it a wiggle. We want to make the hole plenty big enough so we can lower those roots in, hold it to the level you want, and then just fill that crumbly compost in. And just a very light firm, and we've got to do one more for this third pot, haven't we? So I'm just going to get this one out, put that out the way, and the hole there, and lower that down. So it really is as simple as that. But what we don't want to do is leave these seedlings tall and leggy because they're just going to flop over. So this way we're going to get strong seedlings. And of course, if you're doing different types, remember to put a label in when you grow them on, otherwise they get mixed up because all tomato plants look very, very similar. So we'll put those on the bench in a moment and water them. With the little dahlias here, this new variety of dahlia with a really dark foliage, which is super. Same principle, compost in. So we fill the whole of the tray like this. And then we can just give it a tap. We want them all to be evenly filled, same firmness. That gives all the plants exactly the same growing conditions then. So a nice little tap. And then this, I suspect, when I do this, it's going to disintegrate in my hands. So I'm going to just break this apart. Now this is, again, lovely strong seedlings we've got there with a root system. And we want to put these in just up to that first leaf. So once again, little hole with the dibber, and in it goes. Pick it up by the seed leaf, little hole, and in it goes. And once you've been doing this a while, you'll get really quick at this pricking out. Mrs. Fish, who's actually on the other end of the camera today, is a demon at pricking out seedlings. When we had our nursery, she was super fast. So there we go, just a little shake, get rid of the excess compost like that. So what I'm going to do is finish pricking out this tray, put the label in it, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to grow them on. And once you've pricked them out, they need to go somewhere light. So if you haven't got a greenhouse, a bright windowsill, it doesn't have to be in direct sun, but they do need good light to get them growing. I only got 11 seedlings out of this. It's a 12 pack, so there's one missing there, but that will still give me 11 good strong plants. And what I'm doing is putting them on my sand bench here. There's no heating on in the greenhouse here at night, but this is a heated bench with a thermostatically controlled cable in there. So I'm just going to pop those on there. So that will just give them that little bit of base heat, which is going to be absolutely fine. And then of course we need to water them in. So a watering can with a fine rose. We don't want huge droplets washing them out of the compost. So I'm just going to give them a little water over each one as if it's raining on them, and let that soak down, and that will moisten those roots, and then they'll soon start to make good strong plants, and even in a week or so's time they should have doubled in size. So there they go, simple as that. Well, thank you for watching Pots and Trowels. Remember, all the videos we've done you can find on YouTube, and we've got our weekly podcast as well. Next week, we're going to be back in the greenhouse, trimming back the Sarracenias to promote new growth. So we'll see you then. Bye.